me, Josh Hunter. I am presently in the city of Santa Monica, California, and I got some news. So I was hanging out, and I got a call from from Taylor Swift, and she says, "Hey, let's meet up." And I'm like, "Are you want to talk to me? you you want to talk to me?" And so we meet up, and we have a little lunch, and to discuss things. And after 10 minutes, she says to me, "You know what? You're you're more of a middle school husband." And she says we can't be together, and she breaks up. So I mean, I didn't feel so great, and I didn't. Oddly enough, though, the silver lining of the silver lining of this is on my way from this lunch, or whatever you want to call it, was walking, and then wouldn't you know it, I happened to see, or I guess I happened to see world famous YouTuber Emma Chamberlain, and she says, "Hey, I just saw you on that date with Taylor Swift. I also saw her break up with you." And well, looks like I got a new fiance. And so things are going pretty well. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not presenting this like in some entertaining way. I want you to understand the seriousness of it, the gravity. So my my marriage to Taylor Swift is off, and my marriage to Emma Chamberlain is forthcoming. Now, I know a lot of people may not necessarily be like on board with this. I haven't done a lot of, I haven't run a lot, very many focus groups or anything like that. So, oddly enough, I'm a little less concerned about people being in agreement with this. It was just like such an easy transition too. It's like I feel like there is such a thing as mercy. Because I mean, look, I was amped up about this. Like I was walking around, walking on air. I was doing all types of things, like feeling like, hey, look at me, like I'm getting out of homelessness. I'm gonna be a famous guy, and there's, and then she just says you're. All right. First, she said you're more of a middle school boyfriend. But I didn't want to say that. I thought I can't, because I was serious. I thought like, okay, no, we're doing this. So as I was talking to you right now, I have to admit I lied. She didn't say middle school boyfriend. She said middle school. No, she didn't say middle school husband. She said middle school boyfriend. And I thought, how fucking ironic. I mean, that's the first girlfriend I ever had. That's what she wrote me in the letter. Uh, I had one girlfriend like for 3 days, like 20 years ago, and she wrote me a letter like on the third day, and she said, "I'm going back to the guy who I was dating before I was dating you. Uh, you're more of a high school boyfriend because we were in middle school. That was like 8th grade." And I thought, 20 years later, I'm here. I'm about to get married to this famous, famous, music sensation, Taylor Swift. And then she says to me, like she's in reference to my personality. She's saying like, you look like a middle school boyfriend. Like she insults me. Like that's how she fucking breaks up with me. I'm like, we haven't even started yet. You're already breaking up with me. And I thought it was just a little ironic. But silver lining, of course, being like literally on my way, like from this breakup. Like I'm walking, like I'm like I can't believe it. Like I haven't even started to like break down and cry yet. And then like out of nowhere, this fucking angel, comes down from heaven and says, "Hey, look." I'm not saying you're trash or nothing, but you definitely could be like a treasure, right? And and that's that. So I know a lot of you guys were getting ready. You're getting excited. You're saying, "Oh, okay, we got to prepare for this marriage." Well, now you got to prepare for another one. All right. So Swift is out. Chamberlain is in. Or I guess Emma Chamberlain. That is. So I'll admit I'm a little nervous because the age difference and all that. It makes me a little nervous. I mean, typically, because I was thinking about like my first girlfriend that I had. I mean, Emma wasn't even born yet. Like, cause me, like I live in I mean, in some ways, like I'm, if I had been like dating like a lot of women, like in between this time, I would say, it would make me like less comfortable. It's like, oh, I've been dating all these women, but like I couldn't get like anyone to like me, like over 20 fucking years. So I figure I guess it's appropriate. I mean, I'm like, essentially, I'm still like 13 years old. I mean, technically, I think she's the older person in this relationship. Like, I think she's more like more mature than me. Like, I put on a good mature face. Like when it comes down to it, like I can be like I can appear to be mature, but I think I'm still like fucking 12-year-old me, and I'm not, and I don't. I mean, like I'm still like I'm confident, right? But I'm not like I don't have like an emotional maturity. Like I can be like very juvenile, and a lot of time I'm like trying to like kind of stave off this juvenile behavior, this juvenile attitude. Like what it's like. You've seen like a bunch of like fucking 12-year-old boys hanging out. Like talking about like farts and shit. Like that's anyway. I'm not necessarily saying that my mature attitude is a facade. I'm just saying that like under times of severe stress, like I can't, I got. So anyway, uh, she's going to be responsible for most of the planning. I mean, you'll have to get most of the details from her, and I am not really concerned about whether or not her fans agree, because technically, I mean, like, you know, because we're in the same category. That's the difference. Being on YouTube, because I mean, I've never. I don't know. Technically, I'm a little less afraid too. Like, I'm not that I was afraid. Like, I feel like there's less of a chance of me being like murdered needlessly. Like, if you understand, right? Because mean, I'm still in shock. I'm not in shock, but I mean, this like just happened. Like this happened like fucking like fucking like 18 hours ago, right? And I'm trying to come to grips with this new reality. Because I'm going 20 years thinking like, oh, nobody could fucking give a shit about me, and now somebody cares. Now somebody cares. Ding dong. You might be analyzing my reaction. You're like, what do you? You don't look like a guy who's like, who's like happy to be like getting married. Well, why would I? I'm like 12 years old or 13, I guess. Emotionally, my mind though is probably like, we don't want to know how old my mind is. But anyway, I I would like to think that you're happy for me, that you support this marriage. Um, I know you're saying, but I mean, like, how could you? Don't you need like a time to like, grieve or something over? Look. I've been when you've been rejected as many times as I have. Like, it's just another thing, right? It's like somebody's like, oh, somebody else doesn't like me. Oh, okay, big fucking whoop. Big fucking whoop. There it is. Alright, I did have a little tantrum. Alright. They're building a road here on the Santa Monica Beach thing, and I took one of the stones from the they have all the stones lined up that they're gonna put on the pavement, and I got upset, and so I took one of the stones and I went around the sand and I just it's a heavy stone too, and I threw it into the sand, and then I just kept on like smashing it into the sand, and just that's my equivalent of a tantrum. And then I don't know, I went on a rant, and I went like not neutral too. Like I said, like I've had it, like, and so I had like a little speech that I was saying to myself, and I was sitting here like at night, because throughout this entire time I've been saying, oh, I don't care, or I'm neutral about Donald Trump, but I said like now that Taylor Swift is broken up with me, like I'm not neutral about Donald Trump anymore, and I'm saying I don't want this guy to be president. And so I said, if you want to beat Donald Trump, you got to be faster than him. Like his whole thing, his confidence is based on being fast. It's not about like he you might say like, oh, he has all these things that it's all a false confidence, like he just like what gives him confidence, and he's like a fast person, like he's a fast talker, like a hustler. And so I went on this whole rant about, you want to beat this guy, you gotta find someone who's faster than him. And when he tries to get you angry, don't even worry about it. Like, you gotta ignore like 80% of his lies, because when he lies, he knows you're gonna pay attention to it and you're gonna focus on it. And so he gets your attention by distracting you with lies, and then he just gets ahead of you with all his fastness. So I said, I'm not going to be neutral anymore. And I was inspired by Charlie Dent. Like, this guy, this Republican, he voted. He said he's going to vote for fucking Donald Trump, or he's going to vote for Joe Biden. I thought that's really brave of this guy. So I guess I got to be a little brave too. So yeah, the hint that I'm giving is you got to find someone. Like, just be faster than Donald Trump, and you'll realize that his whole confidence is based on that. Alright. I'm 33 years old, and I've got the best grades on Earth.